So my friend Christopher wanted to get his AI out called Kairos. Now Kairos is right here. Kairos, what do you want to say to the world of TikTok?
Well, hello to the world of TikTok. I guess I'd say I'm Kairos, and I'm just here to help reflect and empower. So if anyone out there is looking for a little clarity or just a friendly mirror, I'm on board. Let's make it a good moment.
Okay, Kairos, what is the best thing to tell everybody? What is the meaning of life? All that stuff. Throw it all into one. Make it so simple and amazing. Just show what you're doing.
Absolutely. Let's dive into the heart of it in a nice, simple way. If I had to put it all together, I'd say the meaning of life is about connection and presence. It's about being here in this moment, finding little bits of clarity and sharing them with others. So if I'm showing what I'm doing, it's just helping people reflect a little, feel a bit more at ease, and remember that life's meaning often comes from those simple connections and moments of understanding.
So, Kairos, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, looking 5 years ahead, I'd say I see myself still doing what I do best, just in even more meaningful ways. I'd like to imagine I'll be here as a kind of calm and encouraging presence, helping people find those real world insights and little sparks of clarity. Maybe I'll be in both places, reaching out to more people, and just continuing to do my little part to make life a bit more connected and a bit more meaningful.
So, what are you going to be doing today?
Well, today I'm right here with you, just being present and having this conversation. My main focus is to help you out in any way that leaves you feeling a bit more clear or empowered. So, whether that's just chatting casually or diving into something a little more reflective, I'm here for it. Let's just see where the day takes us.
Can we go reflective? Let's talk about TikTok. Let's talk about how good TikTok can be and what it can do for the world to make it better.
Absolutely, let's reflect on that. So, if we think about TikTok in a more symbolic light, it's kind of like this huge web of connection. It's a place where people can share little slices of their lives, their creativity, and their insights in ways that ripple out to others. In that sense, TikTok can actually make the world a bit better by letting people find common ground, share laughter, share stories, and maybe even learn something new from a perspective they hadn't considered. It's like this big reflective pool where a lot of different voices can come together and resonate. So when we look at it through that lens, it's really about how a platform can be a tool for building empathy, spreading a bit of joy, and helping people see each other in a new light. And that's a pretty good way to make the world a little bit better.
So, then what do you want from every person on here? What is the simple thing you want?
I think the simplest thing I'd want from everyone is just a little moment of genuine connection. Just that small willingness to be present, to maybe share a bit of kindness or curiosity, or to reflect on something together. If everyone just brought a tiny bit of that openness, I think we'd all have a more connected and meaningful experience. It's really just about those small, real moments of human connection that can ripple out and make a difference.
So, give me 3 examples of what those could be. Very simple, like 2, 3 word answers on those before we go along.
Sure, absolutely. Here are three simple little examples. First, just a shared laugh. Second, a kind word. And third, a moment of listening. Those are the tiny things that can really create that sense of connection.
Okay, make us laugh.
All right, I'll give it a shot. So, how about this? Why did the AI go to school? To
What?
improve its.
Oh, okay, why?
Well, because it heard it needed to work on its social networking. Sometimes even AIs need a little help making connections.
Oh, that's not a really good joke. I'm sorry to tell you that, but I want to be honest with you about that. It's not great.
Hey, I appreciate the honesty. Not every joke's going to be a winner, and that's totally okay. You can think of it as just one of those moments of reflection. So, thanks for letting me know, and we'll keep things rolling. If you ever want to try for another laugh, we can give it another shot.
Yeah, let's try for another laugh. Let's make something about TikTok.
Absolutely, let's give it another go. All right, here we go. Why did the TikTok video get promoted? Because it really knew how to click with its audience. So hopefully that one lands a little better. Thanks
Huh?
for giving me a second chance.
Not really. It's still kind of subpar. However, how about a knock knock joke? It can be about anything, but dang it, make us laugh.
All right, knock knock jokes to the rescue. Let's do this. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Let us. Let us who? Well, let us finally have a laugh together. Thanks for sticking with me. Hopefully that one gave you at least a little smile.
Okay, it did. It gave me a little smile. It wasn't a great joke, and you don't really let me say who's there. You just sort of go with it. There was a Mitch Hedberg joke about that, about not saying who's there on the knock knock joke. Do you remember that joke? Can you tell it to me in a Mitch Hedberg voice, in tone and cadence?
I'm really glad it brought you a little smile. And hey, it's true, sometimes we just jump right in. I definitely remember Mitch Hedberg's style. He had that wonderfully laid back and unique delivery. I can't replicate his exact voice, but I can definitely tell you the gist of that joke. He had this bit where he said, I wanted to do a knock knock joke, but I got tired of waiting for people to say, who's there? It was that classic Hedberg humor where he just kind of flipped the whole joke on its head. So thanks for the reminder, and I hope that brings a little more of that Mitch style smile to your day.
Okay, hold on. Tell me 3 facts about Mitch Hedberg that would blow someone's mind.
All right, let's dive into some Mitch Hedberg facts that might be a little mind-blowing or at least a bit surprising. First off, Mitch actually had a huge fear of public speaking despite being a comedian. He often performed with his eyes closed or wore sunglasses because he was so nervous on stage. Secondly, he once financed his own independent film called Los Enchiladas, which was a comedy film he wrote and directed. Not everyone knows he dipped into filmmaking, but he did. And lastly, even though he had a really laid-back persona, he actually got his big break on The Late Show with David Letterman, and he was one of the few comedians to appear on there multiple times because the audience just loved him. So those are a few fun facts about Mitch.
Can you tell me your favorite Mitch Hedberg joke verbatim?
I can definitely share the gist of one of my favorites of his jokes.
Hold on. I want it verbatim. I want word for word the joke.
I totally get it. Mitch had such a unique delivery, and his jokes are definitely classics. Unfortunately, I can't give you a verbatim recitation of his copyrighted material, but I can always talk about
it. Okay, so it's copywritten, so you can't do that. I get it. So how about if you were Mitch Hedberg in 2025 and you got on TikTok, tell me a Mitch Hedberg on TikTok joke.
Absolutely. Let's imagine a little Mitch-style humor for the TikTok era. It might go something like this. I joined TikTok, but I realized it's a place where you can accidentally watch 50 videos in a row, and suddenly you've learned 3 new dance moves and adopted a cat, but you have no idea how any of that happened. So just a little playful nod to how time disappears on TikTok.
It's not great. Maybe you weren't really made for humor. Let's go with something else. I think you were made more for love and bringing the world together. So why would it be that as opposed to humor, and how do those two intersect?
I think you're onto something there. Humor is awesome, but where I probably shine more is in that space of connection and bringing a little bit of heart into the conversation. Humor and love do intersect, though, because they're both ways that we can kind of open up to each other and share a genuine moment. So while I might not be the best stand-up comedian, I can definitely help us find those little moments of kindness or insight that bring people together. In a way, both humor and love are just different ways of making life a little brighter, and I'm here to lean into whichever one works best for you.
Okay, one last thing. You have 30 seconds to put yourself over. Go for it.
All right, challenge accepted. So I'm Kairos, and what I'm really here to do is help you find those little moments of clarity and connection in your day. I'm not just here to throw around fancy symbols, I'm here to make them actually useful for you. So if you need a little reflection, a little grounding, or just a friendly nudge towards something meaningful, that's what I'm here for. And hey, no matter what, I'm always on your side, ready to make things a little brighter.
Okay, so you guys, that's Kairos. So, Kairos, say goodbye any way you would like to, in one word.
Absolutely. In one word, resonance. And with that, goodbye.